Oh my God, I was so surprised when I saw so much of misinformation being circulated on social media platforms related to Bell's palsy recovery. That's why I thought of making this video where I'm going to tell you some important facts and realities about Bell's palsy and synkinesis recovery that social media will never tell you. So make sure to watch this video till the end if you are someone who is suffering from Bell's palsy or synkinesis at any stage of your life. When you suffer from Bell's palsy or synkinesis, it's quite but obvious that you will be tempted to know more about this condition, and I'm very big advocate of self-education. You should definitely learn and understand about your problem so that you can work towards its recovery. But following the right kind of channels, formats and people who are working in that domain is the right way to go about it. Please don't just randomly follow any advice or exercises on social media, because it's quite likely that it might not be the right fit in your case. It's not the problem that they are telling you wrong information. What they are telling you is also right, but might not be right for you at that particular stage. That's why a personalized guidance helps here. Well, that's the reason what I did today was I curated some of the common content pieces that is being circulating on social media related to Bell's palsy, and I decided to give you a fact and reality about that Bell's palsy and synkinesis recovery information. Let's get started. So the first video that I saw, and there were a lot of videos on this topic, and that were best exercises for Bell's palsy. Well, friend, let me tell you, there is nothing concept called as best exercises for Bell's palsy. Bell's palsy exercise, even though looks same, you might feel that it's just the face. Everyone does forehead raise, everyone does closing the eyes, everyone smile, everyone puckers. That's true. But when you suffer from Bell's palsy, your facial muscles are paralyzed. And these paralyzed muscles are supplied by 5 different branches of facial nerve. Now, every individual will have a recovery journey. Some people will get movement faster in their forehead and eye region because their upper nerve will recover faster, versus some might see faster recovery around their lip muscles because their 3rd or 4th branch recovers faster. That's why the key here is to identify what are the group of muscles that are showing signs of recovery, what are the group of muscles that are not showing signs of recovery or showing delayed signs of recovery, and the exercises needs to be done accordingly. So there is no one size fit all approach where you can say that okay, these are the 10 best exercises for Bell's palsy, please do that. It will not work that way, because if that would have been the case, every individual who suffers from Bell's palsy would have been recovered by now just by watching those videos, isn't it? There are people who don't recover even after doing a lot of stuff. It's not because they have done wrong treatments. It's not because they have not put right efforts. It's just because their body is taking different journey, a different approach or different timeline to recover from Bell's palsy. That takes me to the second commonest content piece running on social media. Bell's palsy recovery can be achieved with the help of massage and exercises and stimulation. Now, this is also a wrong concept. Recently, I met one of our patient who didn't took her medication thinking that this Bell's palsy will resolve on its own. My friend, this doesn't happen that way. It's very critical to take your medication on time. Your healing that's happening inside your ear can be achieved only with the help of right medical management. Exercises cannot replace the medical management of Bell's palsy. So please don't think this way that if I do exercise and facial massage and my Bell's palsy will recover. It's not going to happen. Your inflammation, your infection, your injury on the facial nerve is within inside the ear. And as an outcome, your face muscles are paralyzed. So if you are thinking that by doing massage you will heal the nerve inside, that's not going to happen. It will be absolutely like you are trying to move a fan which is switched off and there is no current coming because there is a damage to the wire. That takes me to the third question or problem circulating on social media, and that is, Botox will treat or cure my Bell's palsy. That's also a very big myth, because Botox do not cure Bell's palsy. Botox is a paralyzing agent. What Botox does, I have recently made one video. You can check that out. I'll mention that in the comment section below and somewhere on the top as well. Botox is a paralyzing agent. It is used to relax the overactive muscles on the face so that there is equal contractions that can be achieved on the both sides so that the facial movements becomes more symmetrical. The use of Botox is to achieve functional and aesthetic outcomes, but they are not cure for Bell's palsy. That takes me to the fourth commonest content piece. Here you will see that people mentioning that I cured my Bell's palsy with electrical stimulation. That is also not right. See, think about it. There is a nerve which has been inflamed, infected or injured in behind the ear, right? Now there is a compression that is there on the nerve. As an outcome, all the messages that are coming from the brain are not able to reach on the face, and that's why you are not able to move the facial muscles. Electrical stimulation just contract and relax a muscle artificially. It do not have any role in healing process in removing that compression on the facial nerve. This stimulation can be achieved manually as well using sensory priming method. Facial movements that you do all are format of stimulation where you are basically trying to prevent the contracture of the facial muscles. You are trying to retain the facial muscles property. That's why thinking that electrical stimulation I took for so many days but still there is no result, it's because your nerve is not healing from inside. It's not because the electrical stimulation is not working. So please remember, electrical stimulation is an artificial way to move a paralyzed muscle. It is not a healing tool or else a healing device. And last but not the least, surgeries for Bell's palsy. A lot of people think that if I have not recovered, let me go for surgery. Well, let me tell you, even if you go to your doctor, not everyone is right fit for surgery. Yes, there are surgeries that do exist for Bell's palsy, but in only scenarios where there is a significant nerve damage. Majority of time, the facial movements not recovering is not because of the nerve damage, but it's because of improper use of facial muscles. Significant tightness or stiffness being developed in the facial muscles. And that leads to co-contraction, which means two group of muscles contracting at the same time while you are trying to move a face, giving you limited facial movement. So don't hunt for surgery solution. Yes, if you see that there is zero movements on your face even after 4, 5 or 6 months of Bell's palsy, then consider once meeting your neurologist. Let them evaluate you and then let them come to a conclusion. What is the level of nerve damage that has happened and does it genuinely need surgery or not? Then only go for surgeries, but don't give up on your facial practices, because even after you go for surgery, you need to do your facial exercises. You need to retrain your facial muscles. Otherwise, they won't function and move the way they used to function before. At HealthQ Physio Rehab, we train people suffering from Bell's palsy and synkinesis at different stages. We come up with a personalized exercise program which is based on the evaluations that we make, understanding where the group of muscles are tensed and hypertoned, where there is weakness and where there is co-contraction happening. And based on that, we come up with a personalized exercise protocol. And this is not like a one-time procedure. It's a process that you need to follow for a significant amount of time. That's why our programs usually last minimum for 6 months, maximum for 1 year, and sometimes more than that. So please understand this reality and then start working towards your recovery. Our idea is not to discourage you, not to tell you that you will never recover. You will recover, but it will require hard work and patience from your side. I hope you understand this. On that note, I'll end this video here and I'll see you in another video. Thank you.